Hey artists, welcome to my studio. First of all, how gorgeous are these poppies? They're so gorgeous, I decided to paint these poppies in this video for you. At the same time, talk to you about the 3 things that I feel will make or break your watercolor floral painting. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching the video. So the poppy bouquet painting right now, I sped it up 4 times. I already paint quite fast, so you will see this painting just whiz by. And I hope you enjoy this little process video while I chat to you about the 3 things that will make or break your loose floral paintings. All right, the first one I'm going to talk about is rhythm and speed. So yes, rhythm and speed. I don't know about you, but I feel like for loose watercolor painting, it's so important to be quite quick in your first layer of painting. As you can see, I don't overthink each petal, each layer, each shape. I have a rhythm that I am happy with. I just go in there, I plonk down the shapes. And why this is important is because we want this whole first layer to be kind of like drying at the same time. So it's wet at the same time and drying at the same time. Of course, this is quite a large painting. This one is, I believe, 16 by 11. So there will be parts of the painting that will dry towards the end of it. But by and large, if you want beautiful bleeds to happen, like when I put the green there, when I put the yellow in the center, if you want these beautiful bleeds to happen, what makes loose watercolor floral so beautiful, you need to be painting quite quick. But sometimes a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to rush, I don't want to feel like I'm in a hurry, and I agree with that. So instead of thinking of it as painting quick, I would rather reframe it and say you must kind of have a rhythm. So have a rhythm, a rhythmic dance when you paint the flowers. So instead of stopping every single time you're feeling a little bit like, oh, not so sure, and then focusing too much on one flower, on one leaf, just have a rhythm, have a momentum that you are going. And the other thing why momentum and rhythm is really important is when you are painting loose flowers, we want to put down different values and different hues at the same time in one flower usually, or one stem. It's less obvious here in this particular poppy painting, but a lot of times I will make sure that one petal is a little bit darker than the next petal, and so that the flowers look more dynamic, the leaves look more realistic and more alive. So there is a certain rhythm that you need to dance with the brush, the water, the paint, the paper when you paint loose floral watercolor. A rhythm, a rhythmic flow, a rhythmic dance. And for me, the dance is so beautiful because when I get into that rhythm, I lose myself in flow and I feel like I'm in some kind of a trance. And let me know in the comments if you experience this too. It's a really very fascinating state to be in because you're in flow. The brush is doing its thing, the water, the paint, it's all just happening in front of you, in front of me, without me realizing it. If you haven't experienced this before, if it's elusive to you to experience flow, to have a rhythm, to paint fast, then you need to be practicing a little bit more. Watch more of my videos here on YouTube. And also I'm actually launching my new online course called Flow In, which is a 10-hour long course, and I go through a really clear pathway to achieve this rhythm and flow with your watercolor paintings, with your watercolor flowers. So do check out my the wait list link in the description below about my newest course, Flow In. So rhythm and speed is such a central thing to getting yourself a game changer in loose floral watercolors. Now, the number 2 thing, which is super, super important as well, is composition. So composition includes so many things in terms of flowers or paintings, but essentially the definition is how do you arrange elements on the page or paper so that it looks pleasing and it has a flow and it has balance. So if your painting doesn't have nice flow, nice balance, it's not interesting to look at, it feels off, then your painting will not be a successful one, unfortunately. So this video is about what makes or breaks your watercolor painting, and composition is definitely one of them. So at the start, when you are unsure about composition, it's good to take tutorials. It's good to look at good photo references to determine, to help you along with composition. So I love Pinterest, going on Pinterest, picking up beautiful photos to look at and learning how floral arrangement is done, because a lot of compositional rules and theories is based on floral arrangement. And that's why I've learned so much from looking at different floral arrangements. So you need a good balance of elements on the page. So that it doesn't feel like something is tipping over. You need to have flow, so stems and leaves and curves and all of the things on your page just allow the eyes to flow better. So there are all many rules and guidelines into how to make a great composition for your floral painting, which is also another topic that I talk about in my course Flow In. So do check it out. Composition is so important when it comes to making a mediocre painting or something that's really strong. So I'm loving how my poppies are turning out. You see I have a big yellow flower on the bottom left corner, and then it's somehow mirroring the orange one in the top right, and then there's also another orangey one on the top left, so that forms like a little triangle. I feel like my stems are flowing in such a organic way that it doesn't feel like it's pulled to one side or another. And all these composition ideas and rules just take time to learn, time and practice. So as you know, I'm using real life floral reference to paint this. So if you have a beautiful arrangement in front of you already, then you can just follow that composition. But I had to make some adjustments here and there because it can never be exactly like the arrangement in front of you. It's got to change somehow. So composition, that's your second really important one. And then the third one I'm going to talk about today is, detail and layering, which is exactly what I'm doing right now in this section of the painting. So putting in shadows, putting in veins, centering, increasing the depth. All these things come in the second layer of your watercolor painting. And it's sometimes really tricky space to navigate because you got to refine your skills, how to look at the shadows, where do you want to have outlines? Do you just outline every flower? Of course not. But it's also a very personal thing. So in my course, I talk and I teach you how I layer my flowers. This particular bouquet isn't in the course, but a portion of it is in one of the final lessons. And because this bouquet is just such a stunning bouquet, I've painted it many times. But there is a very detailed class on layering. I teach you exactly, the steps I take, what it is that should be accentuated, and part of doing a really nice layering exercise is also definitely increasing your depth, pulling out details and leaving some details behind. So yeah. And of course, part of layering I like to do is also to put in backgrounds. So you might have noticed that I skipped a video about how I put the little, tablecloth in because my camera just decided to not turn on, or I forgot to turn on my camera during that bit. So you see the brown striped tablecloth there forms part of the background. And then I also put a beautiful sage green background in. It just makes everything pops, and it makes it feel like a really complete painting. And also putting in a background is fabulous because you get to feel like you're using the entire paper. Watercolor paper is not cheap, so why not make use of the whole thing? So yeah, there you have it. I hope this video, I hope I've shared 3 really important tips that you want to take away. Number 1, the speed, or rather your rhythm. Number 2, composition. And number 3, layering and details. The 3 things that will make or break your watercolor painting. And there you have it. I really hope you enjoyed the process video. And if you're interested in my online course, the waitlist is open right now. I poured everything I know about loose florals into this course. It's over 10 hours long. It's a full-on journey from foundations to freedom in your watercolor practice. Sign up now, and when it launches really, really soon, you get an early bird discount. I hope that sounds enticing. Thanks for following me on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.